I think most people who watch these compilations can agree that the main issue with them is that they don't fulfill what the title says. Like, for example, funny Vine compilations tend to not be funny. Musically compilations tend to be really cringy regardless of the video. And of course, oddly satisfying compilations tend to not be satisfying. Now, I can make a 5 to 10 minute long video about why I can't stand oddly satisfying compilations, but all you would really get out of it is that they're not satisfying. So I figured, why not just teach you how to make one yourself? So the first thing you need is a really clickbaity, jaw-dropping thumbnail. Ideally, it should have really bright colors, you know, very Crayola, very washable markers. And then you need a knife. Now this knife has to be cutting this colorful, bright, LSD-looking thing, whether it's slime, Play-Doh, just whatever you can find. And if it's not colorful enough, just download PicMonkey and color saturate everything to the point that it makes colorblind people see color. And once you have that, you have accomplished step 1. Now, you absolutely cannot have an oddly satisfying compilation without some form of slime. So if you're feeling thrifty, go to Target, buy some borax, glue, bowls, a knife, and water, or you can take some water from your toilet like I did. And once you have made your slime, what you're gonna do is place that slime carefully on your table, and you're gonna take your knife and cut through that slime. But here's the catch. It has to be straight, and you have to cut it in a way that comes across as very aesthetically pleasing. Because if you're cutting messy, you might as well just throw it in an unsatisfying video, because that will just not do. Once you're done cutting the slime, feel free to do a panoramic shot of the slime using some cringy form of dubstep music to create the illusion that your video is more epic and satisfying than it actually is.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back.
If I haven't said this before, it is imperative that you play with the slime. Like, think of the craziest things you can do to it and just throw it in a video. Like, let me show you a nice example of how to wow people with your slime playing techniques. A lot of people love to do unique things with slime. Some throw glitter in their slime, some throw styrofoam balls. My motto is the more color the better. So my best and cheapest recommendation is to use washable markers or highlighters, especially the neon highlighters. I find that they come out the most aesthetically pleasing. And what you're gonna do is just spread the marker carefully on top of the slime until you have an even layer. And then kind of just play around with the slime until the highlighter mixes in. And then insert your signature dubstep track with some terrible camera angles to create something that looks both tragic and artsy at the same time. Now, the key to a successful, oddly satisfying video is to find clips that don't necessarily relate to the video, but are somewhat cheerful and positive enough that you can pass off as being oddly satisfying, even though they're just pointless clips of happy shit. But people won't dislike the video because you're putting in clips of a caterpillar crawling on a leaf, the sun in the fucking sky, like just think of anything happy and there you go. And people won't send hate because if they did, they just sound like heartless bastards for hating on a clip of a puppy or a child playing in the park. So this lovely individual asked, how come you never show your face but you talk so much shit? I'm not sure whether I should answer this truthfully or respond the way people expect me to respond to it, so I'm just gonna go with the latter and do with what people expect. I do these videos because I have terribly low self-esteem and I hate myself to the point that showing my face will open me up to backlash, and I can't handle hate or backlash, so I hide behind my computer screen to shield myself from any hate on my physical appearance. I fear that if I show my face, people will make fun of my appearance, even though my argument will be 10 times more valid if I show my face as opposed to not showing my face. That way I can talk shit without triggering my terribly problematic anxiety if anyone responds back to my shit talking.